Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahid Shahan welcoming you all to our virtual class. Today I will teach you Homer's Iliad's one of the vital characters, Agamemnon. In the picture, you see King Agamemnon. Today our topic is about this person, King Agamemnon. Before having an idea about Agamemnon, we should know his family background. In the picture, you see a person named Tantalus. This very Tantalus was very much near and dear to the gods and goddesses. In other words, gods and goddesses loved him very much or liked him very much. As there was a saying, gods and goddesses can know everything in their pre-conception. So Tantalus wanted to testify about the wisdom of or forcing power of the gods and goddesses. That's why Tantalus killed his son Pelope, and he served the flesh of Pelope to the gods and goddesses in a banquet. Accordingly, gods and goddesses came to join Tantalus's invitation and started eating human flesh. But as the gods and goddesses can know everything, they realized that Tantalus wanted to testify their wisdom. Then they realized Tantalus's ill motive. They rebuked Tantalus and disclosed everything that you have cooked the flesh of your own son and you have served us this flesh to eat this. That's why we are going to punish you. However, but one of the goddess wanted to save Pelope. He collected all the fleshes of Pelope and gave him life again. So Pelope survived with the uh, help of Hermes, one of the goddesses. He saved Pelope through the cut flesh or through the cooked flesh. Pelope got his life back. But being furious, the god cursed Tantalus and gave him punishment that you will be a ever dissatisfied person. And from this, we get a word tantalize. So from Tantalus, we get a word tantalize. However, in the picture, you see the punishment of Tantalus. Tantalus was sent in a sea where he was dived up to his neck, but he couldn't eat anything. There would be a lot of fruits just above his hand. When he uh, wants to touch the fruit or the food, it goes beyond his reach. That's why he is leading a continuous miserable life. He is not he is unable to take any food because he cannot come out from the water and he cannot touch the fruit or food. When he wants to touch the fruit or food, it goes beyond his reach and it is his punishment given by the gods and goddesses. However, Pelope got back his life and he gave birth to sons. One is Thyestes and another is Atreus. By the way, one thing to remember here, the gods and goddesses also cursed him, saying this: your family, Tantalus's family, will kill their will kill their own family members, or will shed bloods in their own family members, of their own family members. You see here a picture of Pelope, and he is the son of Tantalus. As I told you before, Tantalus had two children or two sons. One is Thyestes and another is Atreus. Among them, Atreus was senior and Thyestes was junior. In this picture, you see the picture of Thyestes and the picture of Atreus. When Atreus was in power or was the king, then when Thyestes was in power and when Atreus was in power or he was the king, then Atreus was jealous. When Thyestes was in power and was the king, Atreus was jealous. Then what he did? He killed Thyestes' two sons and invited Thyestes in a banquet, what Tantalus did with the gods and goddesses. Atreus killed the sons of Thyestes and served the flesh to his father Thyestes. And Thyestes unknowingly ate it and cursed Atreus and went back his rest of the son Aegisthus. And in this way, Aegisthus and his father Thyestes was exiled. Meanwhile, Atreus had two sons. One is Agamemnon and the second one is Menelaus. Today we are going to learn about Agamemnon. This is the picture of King Agamemnon, who was one of the central characters in the epic Iliad. However, Agamemnon was the king of Mycenae, and as he was cursed with the gods and goddesses, so he was suffering from the hereditary guilt. When Agamemnon came back from the war of Troy, he was killed by his wife Clytemnestra. Later on, Clytemnestra was killed by Orestes. Orestes was the son of Agamemnon because he took revenge against his father's killing. By the way, Agamemnon also killed his own daughter Iphigenia. Later on, I will discuss about it. And as you see, the relatives are killing the relatives in Agamemnon's family. This is called hereditary guilt, and it was predestined by the gods and goddesses. As the gods and goddesses cursed them, that's why Agamemnon had to suffer in this way. Agamemnon, king of Mycenae in Greek mythology. This is a picture of Mycenae of present time. This is Mycenae, where King Agamemnon ruled. Enjoy the pictures of the region Mycenae. In Greek mythology, Agamemnon was the king of Mycenae or Argos. He was the son of King Atreus and Queen Arope. His brother was Menelaus, who was married to Helen, the main character that participated in the events leading to the Trojan War. He was married to Clytemnestra and had four children: Iphigenia, Orestes, Chrysothemis, and Electra. When Agamemnon and Menelaus were still young, they were forced to flee Mycenae, as their cousin Aegisthus forcibly took possession of the throne, and it is an act that culminated after a long time clash between their families, which is called hereditary guilt. Agamemnon and Menelaus found refuge in Sparta in the court of King Tyndareus, and they later married Tyndareus' daughters Clytemnestra and Helen, respectively. After Tyndareus' death, Menelaus became king, while Agamemnon managed to retake the throne of Mycenae, exiling Aegisthus and his father. Later, the prince of Troy, Paris, assisted by Aphrodite, abducted Helen, who was Menelaus' wife, and went back to Troy. Agamemnon agreed to help his brother to take her back and declared war on Troy. However, as the ships were ready to set sail, Agamemnon's army infuriated the goddess Artemis, who sent a number of misfortunes against them. The prophet Calchas realized that Artemis's fury would only be appeased or decreased by the sacrifice of Agamemnon's daughter Iphigenia. This is the picture of Iphigenia's sacrifice. Here, Agamemnon's daughter Iphigenia has been taken to sacrifice to appease the wrath of Artemis. This part of the myth has different versions as to whether Iphigenia accepted her fate or she was tricked, thinking she would be married to Achilles. In the end, she was sacrificed. However, there are alternatives to this part as well. Some sources say that she was sacrificed, while in others say that Artemis replaced her with a deer and took her to the region of Tanris in the Crimean Peninsula. Agamemnon never found out her. After the end of the war, Agamemnon returned home, where Clytemnestra had started an illegal affair with Aegisthus. The two of them plotted against Agamemnon. Two of them means Clytemnestra, his wife, and Aegisthus, his cousin, plotted against Agamemnon and killed him. Thus, Aegisthus became the ruler of Mycenae once again. Orestes, Agamemnon's son, later avenged his father's death by killing the two lovers, Clytemnestra and Aegisthus. However, this is caused the wrath of the Erinyes because he committed matricide. Matricide means to kill mother, or mother killing is called matricide. As Orestes killed his own mother, it was a sin called matricide. Agamemnon was the commander in chief of the Greek armies, son of Atreus, king of Mycenae, brother of Menelaus, and most powerful Greek king. His humanity stems from his broad mindedness that makes him a weak king. And this is the story of Agamemnon, king of Mycenae in Greek mythology. Thank you for staying with me, and I invite you to watch my next class.